Are you a good tenant or not? Well, a new locally created application for rental agents, property owners and tenants alike uses technology and behavioral analysis to help determine if you are a good tenant. With the help of machine learning and artificial intelligence, tenants receive an Averly score that can help landlords and rental agents determine if they'll be a good fit or not. But to find out more what this app is all about and how it came to be and who can benefit from its existence, we are joined via Skype by Zabeth Venter, the CEO of Averly. Zabeth, a very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
How does this application work, Zabeth, and how does it gather one specific information to determine if they are good tenants or not?
Yes, so the app is basically set up to make renting easier and awesome for tenants, agents and landlords. And how it all comes together is you start off with an application process, and that is where you get to fill in the Averly survey. And we have worked with neuroscientists and machine learning experts to actually compile that survey so that we don't have to use any of your sensitive information. It's merely your opinions about renting. And that gives you a lot of insights into the default behavior of people that we hope could actually help people to make better renting decisions in future.
So how is the Averly score calculated?
Okay, it uses basic three building blocks. The one is neuroscience, and we worked with a team with more than 20 years experience. And what that does is actually tell you how you can take somebody's opinion about a statement and translate his behavior. Then we basically took machine learning to interpret those answers that you will give us through a survey and translate that into a score of between 1 and 5. That's easy to understand from people. But what makes the score calculation very interesting is actually the human element in it. So when we trained the model, we actually used objective evidence. So we sense check the score every single time, and we can do it going forward as well during a survey.
And having said that, how then do the questions asked guarantee accuracy in the final score?
So we went to a lot of trouble to actually work with psychologists and actually see how we should ask the questions to get the best results. We also tested the model with quite a few tenants and agents in the market. And then it was basically down to some serious mathematics to make sure that it is accurate and that it will give you a representative outcome.
So what are the benefits can one experience from having a high score or for being recognized as a good tenant?
Yes, I think the immediate benefit is if you think about an application currently for a tenant, you are one of about 10, 20, maybe 40 if the place is very popular, in a pile of papers or in an email or somewhere on WhatsApp. With Averly, all of that is on one dashboard. So you, with your score, will stand out immediately. So that, I think, is absolutely the immediate benefit. But what I can also see is that it will actually give you negotiation power. I think in the current time that we are living today, to move tenants or to find new tenants are quite expensive. So if you have a good tenant, it's supported with a good score, and it will give you a lot of opportunity to negotiate on things that you probably wouldn't have done before and give them better terms.
And how does this application, Zabeth, help with being able to differentiate between one's normal financial habits and with the devastating financial implications that COVID-19 has had for many?
Yeah, I think if you think about traditional renting, decisions are usually taken on credit score information, and that just tells you what happened right now and in the past. Averly measures your default behavior. So it tells you, are you a financial conscientious person? Are you somebody that will look after the property? It doesn't depend on whether you are employed or are in a bit of a financial crisis because of COVID-19. So our hope is that people will start using this. And say, for instance, if a tenant lost his job or in a financial problem because his salary has been cut, that you as an agent or a landlord can actually see further and say, well, this is a good tenant. Let's help him. Either find him a cheaper home to live in that he can afford, or give him a payment, holiday, or there's a lot of opportunities. And I think because you can see through to a person's default behavior, it actually helps you to distinguish between who is going to take chances and just try to get a quick buck from this, and who really will be a good tenant going forward.
I mean, who's the app created for, and who will most likely benefit from it?
So we basically created it for tenants, agents, and landlords, and with the idea that all of them should actually benefit significantly. So, but I think to start with, if you look at agents and landlords specifically, I think it will be the smaller to medium-sized agents and landlords, because for the first time, this brings them real technology based on true science, but it's simple and it is affordable. And that's what we really try to achieve.
How then does it assist the tenant? Because one would assume that it sort of favors the landlord or the agent because it helps them determine what kind of tenant that person is.
Yes, definitely. So it does help the agent and landlord to determine risk, but it also aims to help the tenant. So going forward, tenants will also receive information about agents.
Okay.
Right now, if you apply for a home, you can actually see the history of that home. So you can see how well it was maintained, how many issues are there currently logged. And that is information that you don't have currently when you actually look for a home. So just by looking at that, you can form an opinion of, will this be a good place to live in or not? But we have a lot of surprises up our sleeve to actually help. But our aim is not to favor anybody. We want agents, tenants, and landlords to work together and to start to see each other's values and complement that. Because that's how we see that rental can actually turn to awesome.
So in short, Averly is a win-win app for all stakeholders and for all parties.
Definitely.
All right.
So.
Zabeth, great chatting to you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
That was Zabeth Venter talking to us about the new Averly app, which assists rental agents, property owners and tenants alike to use the technology and the behavioral analysis to help determine if you are a good tenant or not. It is 9:05. Let's take a look at